So, all through my life, like, I've been dreaming of being in broadcasting since I was in middle school. We used to have this TV, and the way it was set up was whenever we did announcements, there was a TV that we would use that would broadcast throughout the whole school. And I've done that, like, you know, three times, and I was like, I can actually see myself doing this. It used to be two students on the left and the right side, and in the middle table was the principal. Well, there was one moment when the principal wasn't there, and I ended up taking his seat, and I was saying the announcements, and I was like, you know what, I could actually see myself doing this as a, career. Like, I was really into it. And this was before, like, YouTube and social media and everything. So I've always dreamed of being, like, in broadcasting, like, forever. And at 10 years old, I used to watch the news. My favorite thing, was to watch the news, to see the main local, anchors and whatnot. I really don't watch the news now anymore. I mean, I pay attention to whatever I see on social media, but I'm not really a consistent news watcher like I was before when I was a young kid. So, I even interned at I interned at a news station, and then, like, last year I actually worked at one for, like, a day. And after, like, interning at the news station, I just decided that, you know what, this isn't really something that I would want to do. Maybe I'm more into the music side of the industry. So I've been trying for years to basically get my foot in the door in radio. And during my last semester in college, like, I had two chances of, like, getting a job in radio. It was as a board op for a 5 a.m. to a 10 a.m. shift. But I pretty much said I couldn't do it because, I had my first class at 11 a.m. and I was feeling waking up 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. And it wasn't every day. It would have been like 2 or 3 days a week. But still, I was just like, no. So I kind of blew that. I blew it off. And sometimes I do think, hey, what if I would took the job? Where would I be now? Would I be on air now? Like, because this was like 2 years ago. And so now you kind of made an impression at that radio station with that director that, hey, you're not really a good worker. So, at times I contact this person and it's kind of like an excuse. So we're not really looking somebody, call back next month. And it's a feeling of, okay, me denying it twice. So, like, I fucked it up pretty much. But now currently I'm just even questioning that career. I'm just like, am I really into that whole career aspect? I'm not just really into talking about music. I'm also into talking about what's going on in the world nowadays. I'm not really into the ratchet mainstream media. I don't care if Drake and Pusha T is beefing. I really don't care. That's not something I really want to talk about. I feel like the black community is suffering, and instead of fighting against one another, why not support one another? That's what I want to be an advocate, and that's what I am passionate about talking about. Like, why, like, literally, you're a minority, right? And there's shit going on in the news all the time about, cops mistreating African American men and African American women, black men being killed, Trayvon Martin, to other people who I really can't think of, but to the Starbucks situation that happened like a month ago, where two black men went to Starbucks to meet with a real estate developer. One guy gets up to use the restroom. The manager goes, no, you got to buy something. You can't just sit here. Ends up calling the police. And the police, according to reports, did not read the two guys their Miranda rights. They were escorted out. You know, the police, I guess, told them, hey, you gotta, you know, you have to leave. And they're like, we're not doing anything wrong. We planned this meeting for 6 months now when we're meeting here. So they end up being escorted out, end up hitting the news. The guys are so, like, their morality is great that they settled for $1. You know, they could have took this shit to court and got so much money out of Starbucks, but no, they settled for $1, and $200,000 is going to be funded to some type of program. I'm not sure if it was education. This happened in Philadelphia, so I don't care if Drake and Pusha T's beefing. I feel like, you know, if you are a high-profile celebrity, why the hell should you have a beef out there to sell music? Why can't two people support one another as minorities? So shit would be better, you know what I mean? You got other cultures supporting one another, you got other people supporting one another, but the fact that when you bring your people together, you can't support one another, like there got to be someone opposite of your race that show more support than your own people. So this is what I want to talk about. You know, I don't care about mainstream and reality TV, Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives, and all that bullshit. Like, I don't care about that stuff. But ultimately, my number one goal in life is happiness. And I feel like if I can't be mentally happy, then I can't do things that I want to do. You know, I feel like mentality, what goes on up here is more important than even freaking weight loss. Because if you're not even healthy out up here, then shit don't really matter at the end of the day. It really doesn't matter. So, like, and there's days where I feel like I put all my energy into work when I'm at work, but then when I'm off and I have downtime, I'm sleeping. Like, I'm oversleeping. And, you know, before my situation, I wasn't doing that, you know, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? And I really don't have no support. So the only thing I have to rely on is myself and God, you know? I have to push myself even more. And it's hard. It's really, really hard. But I'm going to get through it. So this was like a rant. But my number one in life is to be happy. Happiness first, career second, and then whatever comes after that, so be it.